Well, hey guys, thanks so much for checking out this video today. My name is Alan with Try This DIY, and I want to show you how you can mount a television to a brick or a cement wall. A couple things you're going to need today. Number one, you'll need a hammer drill. This is one of these larger drills that can actually drill into a brick wall. You also need a regular drill or an impact driver, a hammer, and even a masonry drill bit as well to kind of get started. Then you'll also need all the tools in your TV mount to go ahead and put this on the wall as well. So we're going to go ahead and get started and make this happen. So one thing you want to make sure is check out the mount and make sure that it can support the television you have. Make sure it's large enough for the size of the TV and also the weight of the television as well. Then what you're going to do is go ahead and follow the instructions that you have for your mount and make sure that your mount can fit the back of the television. One of the cool things now that these mounts can do is they can kind of spread out and do different directions. This mount I have is just going to have to make a square because of the four corners where this is going to go. But yours might look different, might have a diagonal or all kind of different things. So there's all kind of different options you can do for whatever type television you have. So go ahead and put your mount together and then we'll jump into the next step. Okay guys, a couple reminders when you're putting this on. Number one, you're going to want to use a screwdriver or even the tool that they give you to put these screws in and to make sure this goes together. You don't want to use a power drill on this because it could strip some of these screws or just mess anything up back here, so you probably don't want to do that. Also, once you put it on the ground, make sure it's on a soft area. You don't want to put it on hardwood floors or even concrete because it could mess up the screen on the other side. But once you've finished putting your bracket on there, you can check it and make sure it's snug and tight, and we're going to go ahead and dive into our next step. So your next step, you're going to determine where you want your bracket to be on the wall. One of the things you want to make sure is that you measure exactly on your television and also your bracket if there's anything below or even above your television. Maybe there's a roof line right here if you're doing it outside on your deck or your porch. Mine has this entertainment center right here below, so I want to make sure that it's high enough that the television is not going to touch this or this is not going to interfere, and the same thing on the top. So you want to make sure you do that. Then you're going to have an approximate area you want. You're going to put your mount up where that's going to go. Approximately right here. It's going to be low enough that I can see it. It's also be high enough that it's above this. Go ahead and mark where you want these to go. Before you do that, put a little level just to make sure that you're doing this correctly and this is level. This will help later on. Put your marks where you want on your wall, and then you're good to go to start drilling. So just a couple things before you drill. Number one, you want to make sure that you measured how deep your drill bit is going to go into the wall. You can do that with a piece of tape. Maybe your drill bit has options. This hammer drill actually has a little measuring tool that will allow you to do that. So you want to make sure you're careful with that. Another thing you want to make sure you do is you drill into the brick, not the mortar. So if you've ever seen an old building with brick and mortar, you've seen some of the mortar might be coming out, but the brick's still there. So you want to make sure you drill into the brick. It's much stronger and much tougher. So that's going to be what you drill into, not the mortar. So that's a good thing to remember. And then again, just be really slow when you're going in. Let the drill bit do the work so it can be straight, because if it's not straight, that could be detrimental to your television and not hold it up as strong. So make sure you go slow and make sure you go into brick. So let's go ahead and jump in.
If this video has been helpful so far, please like and subscribe.
So after you've drilled your holes, you can go ahead and take your anchors, place them into the holes. They should go pretty flush. If they don't, you can try to press them in. If not, you can go ahead and take a hammer and go ahead and make them flush. You can do that with all of your anchors in there. Go ahead and anchor it in. Next, you'll take your wall mount and go ahead and place it up here. You can begin by putting a few screws in. Put one in, and you can actually go ahead and put that one in. So next you'll go ahead and put your screws or your bolts into your holes. Make sure again that your concrete anchors are already in there. Then you'll go ahead and put these in. I would also recommend that you leave it a little loose just in case you need to move it around, just to kind of make sure it's exactly where you want it as well. Let's go ahead and put them all in and then we'll see what it looks like. You want to make sure that it's level, so before you drill it all the way in, make sure it's kind of tight, check it, make sure it's level, then go ahead and push it against the wall, drill all your screws all the way in, and it should be good to go. So now that it's up on the wall, everything is good, it's level, it's good to go. You want to make sure that it's tight, you want to check and make sure everything's tight and it's strong enough that it can support the television when you put it on it here in a minute. And again, this one's tight, everything looks good, everything's in, anchors are in, screws are in, so we should be good to go to put the TV on. Alright, well now that you have placed your TV on your mount and checked it out and seen all the cool things it can do, you are good to go. I hope this video was helpful for you, and if it was, you can let me know that. You can leave a like and subscribe down below. If you have any questions or comments, please put those down below. Love to help you out with that as well. But I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.